Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley, and we'll be playing another quest battle, or at least watching the replay. This time it's not live, but yeah, so back to it. We're going to be doing the Lizardmen led by Lord Mazdamundi against Ragnar Deathcaller on the Chaos Forces. I figured I'd want to do this because we haven't seen this matchup all too often. So yeah, this is going to be pretty sweet to see. The Forces of Chaos, how do they fare against the warriors, the ancient warriors of the Lizardmen? Let's go ahead and watch the little intro. Alright, nice motivational speech. I feel ready to throw myself at the Chaos Hordes. So I guess Mazdamundi is going to be looking out over here. We have this solar engine Bastildon, who's going to be moving forward to help defend our allies. This is an AI-controlled force up here with the blue skin. It does look rather beautiful, and it does have me really wishing we had Avatar Conquest, because, I mean, come on. You'd be able to give awesome paint jobs to various troops. See, he's already got this. Please, add a little bit of variety for units. Especially in mirror matchups and stuff like that. This would be freaking awesome. I do have to say these guys look glorious. This is the paint job I'd give them if we were, you know, trying to do an ultramarine reskin in terms of ancient warriors like this. But they're going to be getting clobbered. Looks like the blue isn't going to give them the superpower of the Space Marines. But in any case, we're going to have some Dragon Ogre Shaggoths. These guys are even more red than the typical army version, I guess you would see. And yeah, they do look glorious. So I kind of like the accentuated colors. So here comes blue versus red. The shots coming overhead. I'm going to be charging in with some allies. The solar engine is going to be firing. Mostly I'm going to be trying to snipe at these hell cannons that are in the back supporting. Coming down here on a bombing run. So here I am pulling up. Going to throw some Fire Leech Bolas into the mix. Try and knock these guys out of action. Meanwhile, the Giant continues to get sniped. But let's watch some of the action up close and personal. This is the encounter that we have all wanted to see. How do these guys fare? And this is a matchup that must be as old as time itself. The Lizardmen obviously being an ancient race, and obviously being here to try and hold back chaos for millennia. Getting some smackdown. I do want to see some Croxagores. These guys stand just as tall as these Dragon Ogre Shaggoths. That is pretty awesome to see them fighting in here. And against Chaos Spawn, that is a beastly matchup to see. Especially with the armor piercing that we have. It should work pretty well against the Chaos Warriors, who are massed in the ranks in the back. In any case, I'm going to start pulling up with my guys. I've pulled forward with a bunch of my skinks. And they're going to start just blow darting these guys. In response, the Hell Cannon is going to fire into us. A lot of our troops are going to start to get slain. But here I come with my bombing squad. Going to drop some massive ordnance on these Chaos Warriors. A lot of them going to be picking themselves up, but still some pretty phenomenal damage there. We're going to continue to circle. Mazdamundi is going to come in, and seeing that this Chaos Giant is pretty low health, I'm going to bring in my skink cohorts with javelins in reserve, and I'm going to pop a wide debuff Curse of Midnight Wind to drop the armor on him. That's when I'm going to activate these skinks. So now that the armor and all that is down on these characters, it's time to unload. Let's actually watch it from the skinky perspective. Ooh, and the Comet of Cassandora landing amongst that blob. Really crazy stuff over there. They really want to get through to my skinks, but it looks like we're not going to allow them. This ally being super tanky and awesome. But this is only the front of the Chaos Warriors. More are going to be emerging from the trees, and it is not soon enough. You can see this Giant taking tons of damage. He should be routing pretty soon here. Oh my god, so much health. Skink's not doing very much, especially with these little blow darts. We're going to need to draw in more forces. Ooh, and there comes a breath spell from... Oh my god, they're just melting their own forces. Merciless. But here he is on the Chaos Dragon, swarming up over with two Feral Manticores coming in. It looks like there's going to be a Comet. Oh no, this is the enemy spell. A Vortex spell going to be sucking in all of these forces, so they're doing everything they can to try and crack this gate battle. Some Hell Cannon Blast still firing. My solar engine is continuing to shoot into the mix, but having a really hard time at it. The Giant is finally going to be going down. Looks like he's on his last breath. Let's watch him crumble. Hopefully one of those skinks can claim the prize of shooting a dart in his ass, putting him out of his misery. Oh, it may be the solar engine. Holy crap, this Giant is on such low health. There goes another massive Comet of Cassandora, knocking a bunch of these guys on their asses, but you can see with these giant monsters not really doing much. They're still in the fight. Chaos is obviously going to be a very, very tanky counter against the Lizardmen. And oh god, this guy's at 160 health. He may be coming back. Circling lords in the distance. Some of them have landed in and amongst Mazdamundi, but this is kind of not the place you want to be. Oh, I was going to say that, but now all of a sudden a dragon, Chaos Dragon, has come and landed next to Mazdamundi, literally licking his face. They want to have some frog legs, and he's going to go ahead and peace on out of there, letting the skinks deal with that, and the solar engine firing right into his face. And he's just going to cruise over my guys. And it looks like with that, the main army here is going to start to rout. A couple javelins still firing into the mix, still taking out the big monsters. A couple of the troops back there in the distance are going to start to be seen off, but more units are coming back. Looks like we're getting a little bit of damage over here. Destroy both of these hell cannons with this awesome skink chieftain who should be pulling back. But the action over here continues. A massive scythe cleaving through our skinks. That's going to force them to pull back, and it looks like the enemy has blown a hole through the center. Lots of death, but now the reinforcements are going to be able to plow through. We do have some guys committed into the center. Feral Manticore here. A lot of Feral units running about, but it doesn't matter. They're in the mix of my troops, so they're going to tear through it. And like I said, now they're going to be able to push forward. The Chaos Dragon having pushed a little bit too far ahead for its own good. We have some Saurus warriors with spears. 2 of them are given to you in this battle, and so they're coming in to try and pin this lord down. But the Shaggas are going to try and commit, and the rest are going to swarm along with that guy. So I really need to bring in more forces. The solar engine firing point blank to that Chaos Lord, hopefully bringing him back. Or bringing him down away from the fight. I'm going to try and commit my reserves. Saurus Warrior is going to be coming in, and I'm going to have these Cold One Riders on the flank, as well as this Feral Stegodon, excuse me, and he's just waiting for the Q to be unleashed on the flank as the enemy. As Lord Mazdamundi pulls out of that fight, he's saying, nope, you warriors deal with it. There is multiple lords of the enemy. The solar engine is out of ammo, so it's going to charge right in through here. Yeah, really crazy stuff. Oh, breath spell against Mazdamundi. That's going to be doing a lot of damage. Let's take a look at that. He's dropped to about half strength, so I have to be very, very careful with that. Another blast. Holy crap. Now he's down to a 1/3 health, so this dragon is able to do so much damage. Right now I'm unprotected. I do have more units that I can pull in. Mazdamundi is going to start to rout and waver, but I'm pulling in a bunch of units, and especially the single Temple Guard unit that I have in reserve. Circling around Mazdamundi, the enemy thinks better of charging into that blob and is going to go after my Saurus warriors here and really help to cleave through them. Especially with these Feral Manticores, I believe they have some pretty good armor piercing, so they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. But I have held some of my Chameleon Skinks and other units in reserve to pepper these forces. This Lord, now caught in the middle as he is, should be going down 1,300 health and dropping. Although one of the Ragnar Deathcaller himself is up front and center. Going to send some Saurus Warriors, and again the Temple Guard held in reserve. The center is, however, breaking, and the enemy is going to pour right on through. Let's watch this Chaos Force, who's at 700 health. Going to try and pull out. We have some Saurus Spears, obviously going to be good against large units. Going to be seeing him off, and here he goes retreating. Going to try and take to the skies, and this is really where I wish I still had the solar engine to snipe him out of the skies. The Skinks are going to try and do just that. Far into that Chaos Dragon, but he's going to stay strong and actually circle back around. I believe he's going to come back from routing. Meanwhile, the enemy is pouring forward. Halberds in the mix, and now in the center, Mazdamundi is going to start to come back, and I believe he still has some mana about him. So he's going to see if he can't get into the center and perhaps get another Comet of Cassandora on these troops. So let's watch this in the center. Finally going to get an up-close shot of this landing amongst the Chaos Warriors. Let's watch this baby come in. Boom! There you go. Knocking these guys about, but from the flaming mists here, or from the, what do you call a mist? What's a good adjective for a mist? In any case, from the simmering mists rise the Chaos Warriors. Some of them obviously thrown asunder, but more still fighting strong. And this is where I'm going to finally pull in with my Temple Guard elite units. They're going to be fighting against this massive tide of halberds. I would love to throw big monsters into the flank of Chaos, but with so many halberd troops, the only unit that can really do that is going to be the Temple Guard. I do have one Feral Stegodon who's going to be fighting against this Chaos Warriors with halberds. That's not going to be looking good. On this flank, however, I'm going to try and get some Cold One Riders around to the back to hit the back of the Chaos. It's the only way to really get those troops to rout en masse. The enemy, what's his name? Festergax, the Lord Keeper. Not really a great name. But anyways, he is super low on health. I want to get my skinks to knock him out, but he is really struggling here. Oh god, a scythe to cleave through my guys. I do get a blow through the back of these Chaos Warriors, and I really need to take out this Chaos Lord to hopefully drop more morale. But again, most of my ranged units have routed. Luckily for me, he's going to charge recklessly into this blob of Saurus Warriors with spears. And they're going to turn about, and they should be able to slay him. And there you go. Slayed before the gates here. Mazdamundi onlooking with approval here. That is one judgmental toad. He panned, looked at that body for a little bit, and now he's going to commit into the center. Chaos, having seen that their master has gone down, is finally going to start to retreat. Combination of attacks in the rear, and Mazdamundi here now coming in with his magical abilities, knocking those guys about. It's going to start to turn the tide. The Temple Guard here being very critical, holding back these halberds on the flank, really tanking out this engagement. And they are freaking awesome. I do want to see these Temple Guard matched up against Chosen. See how that ends up looking like towards some engagement. Yeah, this is hard fought. And I really like the Temple Guards. Obviously very tanky units. And this is a great unit. If you have anything that can regen health or revive units, just go ahead and do that. So you can see me giving them buffs. This is a great unit to pop that on. They are such versatile units, taking on almost everything. And yeah, like I said, that's where you want to sink in your health regen spells. Anyway, Cold One Riders are not going to be circling around. Chaos may come back from routing, so I want to make sure that I cut through the rest of the ranks as quickly as possible to see them off before the rest decide that their numbers are still with them. A couple of units turning back around, most of the Berserkers actually coming back into the center. But you can see Skinks here chasing the enemy down like raptors, lunging on top of them and taking them out. They are feisty little fellows. There you go, dodging around. But this cluster here is finally going to break and turn. So with that, that should mark the end of the battle. And this Stegodon here, I love those little noise effects that... I can't really do it justice, but you know what I'm talking about. The squeaks and the squawks is just awesome for these forces. Anyways, the enemy is somewhat starting to rally. But, I mean, when you see Ragnar Deathcaller here, a guy with that name casually walking away from the battlefield, that's when you know it's over. A lot of the Chaos Warriors are going to be doing the same. And the turn is on. Now the chase is going to take place. Mazdamundi here leading the Saurus Warriors and the Skink Warriors and especially the Temple Guard in pursuit. Going to give a smackdown to one of those lords. Oh my god, I've never seen that one. Oh, that's freaking cool. He just did like a force hold on the guy and then choked him up in the air. This is a Darth Vader looking motherfucker. That's crazy. Oh, and I've actually never looked at the back of his head. It is pretty ridiculous, I have to say. Oh, it's like big and flappy. Interesting. We're learning a lot about Mazdamundi today. Pretty sweet stuff. In any case, that is going to be it for the battle. Like I said, nothing too interesting. Thematically, I mean, or sorry, tactically, it was basically just a fight in the center, but I felt it was kind of cool to see what Chaos looks like against the Lizardmen, see if there's any cool combat animations, and it was pretty awesome to see some comments of Cassandra dropped on Shaggots, Skinks firing into Giants, and we're just here for the cinematics of it all, and of course to support Mazdamundi on his quest to destroy Chaos Filth here. So that's it for this battle. I do imagine by the time I get this video up and live, Warhammer 2 will have been available to the vast majority of you. So enjoy definitely the game at launch. I'm sure all of you guys will be diving into campaigns. So please let me know in the comment section below what type of campaigns you are going to be launching and what types of multiplayer factions you are enjoying the most. I know I'll be popping in free-for-all for a lot of battles here in the next couple days. So I hope to see you online. And with that, that's going to be the end of the battle. Let's go ahead and fast forward. I think when I was playing this fight, I did want to try and see if I could chase down this enemy lord, Ragnar Deathcaller, but it turns out Mazdamundi takes his sweet-ass time. Just like the Ents, it takes a very long time to say anything. For him, it takes a very long time to get anywhere. He's just slowly strolling, can't even catch this guy until he gets into the forest, and then maybe he'll do a force choke on him. We'll see if he can even catch up. Mazdamundi ducking and diving through these trees, but no, the battle ends with Ragnar getting off the battlefield here. So that's it for that one. And let's go ahead and look at some of the final stats. I'm curious in this matchup who does well and who doesn't. Well, it looks like actually the Saurus Warriors did hold up pretty well. They were chewing through a lot of the Chaos forces here. I think they seem like they'll trade pretty evenly against Chaos Warriors. I mean, look at these guys, 44 kills, 53 kills. So yeah, they'll trade pretty even. The Temple Guard though, with 154, especially if you can match them up against something like a Halberd, my god, that is going to be freaking awesome. And that's one of the things that you have to, I guess, be careful of when you're fighting against Chaos. Chaos has a fair amount of like Chosen, Halberd units, anti-large, armor-piercing forces. So a couple Temple Guards thrown in here to help counter those guys will be very useful. Skinks, on the other hand, I usually like to bring these guys because they're good against harass, focus firing on units, but against the armor of Chaos, completely ditch the Skinks. Even the focus fire of the Skink cohort here, plus some of the armor hexes that I was casting, yeah, these guys did like nothing. So I would imagine fighting against Chaos, ditch every single little skirmisher you have. Just put meat behind your front ranks, put meat behind your Temple Guards, and definitely, if you can afford to bring it, bring a Revivification Crystal just to keep your guys in the fight, to grind it out. That is definitely going to be very important. And then obviously I think you're going to want to bring some Cold One Riders, just because Chaos blobs like that can be super powerful. But if you can get some strikes in the back, that's going to be one of the few ways to get them to break and shatter. But their monsters did a lot of damage. I mean, you can see here the Dragon Ogre is doing great, and Hell Cannon, my god, these guys always get tons of damage, especially against, I guess, if you're playing, you know, opposite this, playing as Chaos. It seems like this might be a good way, bringing at least one of these just to shoot the big blob of Saurus Warriors and cripple those ranks. It's the same thing you want to do when you're playing as Skaven. Bring maybe at least one lightning cannon, or at least oh fuck, I'm forgetting all the names, the Deathclaw catapult, something to take out the infantry blobs and do a lot of damage from a distance. But anyways, that's it for this little battle. Like I said, enjoy Warhammer 2 now that it is out, and I will see you on the battlefield. Peace out.